Yeah, we both heard it because it was on the thing, but it didn't record. I don't know why. But here, debuting for the first time, the new theme song.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I'll just have it fade out. And that'll be it.
Love it. Yeah, very
That's
more
it.
sportsy, very more
We're working on getting closer to the
ESPN-ish.
NFL Live, ESPN, Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
Anyway.
this would be cool. Like a few years down the road, you see like the advancement where you just have an episode or like we release to like whatever our fans like. Here's like the advancement of this. Like it comes from like this to this, or maybe we just have a tracks. Maybe we make a whole fucking album. Who knows? Like fuck yeah,
Who knows?
I'm loving the spontaneousness of the update. I think it's amazing.
Well, look, man, this is the evolution of JD Fantasy Football. Last year, we started week 3, and we slowly evolved through that season up to, I mean, we were crushing it. Start, sit, end of the season. Yeah, 20,000 views per video at the end there. So far we're doing well this year, and we're doing that well because of Jordan's takes. Jordan Cordova, he was a crazy DeMarcado throw it on the ground for no reason for being right on his
Man,
sleeper last
even
week.
just that one alone, right? You think fantasy wise, that one alone gave you 14 points. And if that's what you get out of a sleeper, I think you did pretty good. So you only got, I think, what, 8? I think you got a catch or something like that. So I think you had 9 or 10. I'll have to look it up, see exactly. But I don't think it was a bust. It definitely wasn't like a pop. If I'd have said Rico Dowdle last week,
Yep.
who
Yep.
knows? I'd look like an absolute genius. But
I think when we recorded though, I don't think they had announced Rico Daddle yet.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't. He wasn't even in my injury report.
Yeah,
Chuba Hubbard wasn't
Chuba
even mentioned.
hadn't been declared out when we recorded last week, so you
It's the
get a pass
worst,
on the
man. So Christian McCaffrey, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that?
That's
What kind of
exactly
sick
right.
person does
You know
that?
what? You were right about some stuff though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last week was it wasn't the worst week for me on it. T. Higgins definitely was a bust last
Yep.
week. I mean, I know it's hard to say he's a bust because he's hasn't really performed all week. But they have the savior coming in. I mean, we knew last year when Joe Flacco played for that Indianapolis Colts offense. Dude was, he made them relevant. Michael Pittman Jr., Joshua Dan, all of a sudden these guys are relevant picks in fantasy football. So, here's my thing. I don't know if it gets much better, but it definitely can't get worse than the games we've been seeing the last 3 weeks. Don't get me wrong. It's weird for me that Jake Browning turned it around in the second half or in the fourth quarter, essentially, of
Yeah.
that Cincinnati game last week. And the one time you see any shine of light, you're like, get Joe Flacco. Like, guy, there was like a 60 something yarder Jamar Chase. And if you were a Jamar Chase fan last week, that fourth quarter really bailed you out of another situation.
You got to think though that like the coach's plan has got to work. And the plan did not work. Once they went into prevent D and things got softened up a little bit, they finally got into what he wanted. But yeah, the Browns, they want their plans to work.
Yeah.
Bengals want their plans to work, and I think this will be good for both teams.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I thought Gabriel. Like, I'm probably the least popular decision on this, but I thought Gabriel didn't play terrible last week against a
Yeah.
pretty tough defense. I know he didn't look spectacular or like he didn't look like he'd be the savior or anything like that, but I think it gave him a little bit of juice. I think they felt it a little bit. He's going to get more accurate. He's going to get better as he plays. More repetition kind of comes in. Kind of that young blood type of situation. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, DeMarcado only got 6.1 because it was considered a fumble. So I guess mine wasn't great. It wasn't great, but he was literally, it's an 8-point swing if he doesn't roll that ball out of his hands for some reason. That's the second one I've seen, right? Didn't, what's his name for
2 weeks
Adriana Mitchell, right? For the Colts the week before. Yep. No one touching you, nothing. You just over your showboating and throw the ball through the back of the end zone. I mean, DeMarcado got on his knees and almost like he got on his knees in celebration for that touchdown. And like looking back, Mitchell knew almost instantly, like, fuck, that I did that. But like DeMarcado almost like went down and was like, I don't know. It just was interesting to kind of see him celebrate that, and then all of a sudden, what's that feeling like? How do you go back to your sideline and be like, "Hey guys, that's on me"?
Well, and they lost that game. Yeah,
yeah, worse. Like,
I'm right there with you
because of that.
People were calling for him to be put in jail for doing that.
It was highway robbery, dude. Dude gets he gets his third carry of the game. Right? 0 targets, 0 yards or receptions. Gets in the game finally. Third carry of that game, busts an 80-something, 70-yarder, right? And then you roll to win the game. Like you're the hero. Who knows what that turns, right? Michael Carter didn't look very efficient in that game to me. So like that job's wide open. And you roll a game winner out of the back of the end zone. And with no one touch. I mean, mind you, I think it was Snead. Great hustle play on his part. But they kept being like, oh, I love the hustle from Snead. He did it. And it was like, no, man, that's self-error. That has no one to blame or to get but DeMarcado for that.
Yeah, and it's a tough spot for the Cardinals because what? Do you go back to DeMarcado when he's pulling that and reward that, or go back to Martin?
It's a very rare play. I think you almost, I don't say reward him because you lost the game, right? But that's a rare scenario. I think if you do that one time, I mean, mind you, unless you're Deshaun Jackson, right? You do that multiple times in your career. But I think it kind of gets in your head after the first one. You're kind of like, wow, well, definitely not going to do something like that again when I get to the end zone. Secure. I wouldn't be surprised if he got another touchdown and just when he went in even wide open, he was like this, right? Like this thing is not coming out of my hands right now.
I mean, it's going to be a 70-yarder, 71-yarder.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but yeah,
that was huge.
Yeah, in Arizona, they lost that game, which might lose them the division, which may lose the coach their job. So
why would you lose that game too? Like, and as a Kyle Murray player, first quarter, I was like, hey, we're having ourselves a big week this week, boys. And then the next 3 quarters, Kyler Murray just decided not to show up to the rest of that.
Well, he was hurt.
Yeah, well, I mean, but he didn't get hurt till like the 4th quarter. Like, what happened in the 2nd quarter, the 3rd quarter? Like, it's just, man, you guys look like you were coming out of the gate so hot, and then out of nowhere, just all of a sudden it was like, nah. Like last week was the same thing. They won against the Panthers. But it's almost like they ease off the gas completely. And they're just like, nah, okay, well, we're up 21-3, 21-7. Cool. Yeah. All right. Let's just chill out, guys. Let's just have a good time. And then the Tennessee Titans, the 1 week I didn't play Calvin Ridley, puts up 131 yards in the week.
Goodness.
So, yeah, fun stuff.
Man. Well, to make things interesting, let's talk about the injury report.
The injury report.
All right. Welcome back to another time with the injury report. This year, I've decided not to go through every single person. We're just going to kind of name some big ones that we're going to have here. First one I have is Omarion Hampton. For all you people who picked him up early and he was just starting to pop off. I mean, before he went out of this game, 12 carries, 44 yards, 6 receptions for 26 yards, 13 points in fantasy. So didn't roll into the end zone, but he was showing such promise. The person that you drafted, the number one running back in this, one of the, could be arguably the number one running back out of this rookie class. He gets his ankle. He's on injured reserve as of right now. Don't really know who to pick. It's kind of an interesting take, right? I think you have Haskins to kind of replace him, or Vidal. Does this become a two-headed snake, and none of, like, in the scenario where none of them are, like, it's not Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery running out there? So do they take enough away from each other that either of them is playable? They're projecting 1 for 11 and 1 for 9 points. So just interesting. That's a harsh blow, though. 4 weeks, but nothing states that he will be gone for the rest of the season. So that's promising. It might just be a 4-week stint. Everyone, CeeDee Lamb owners, hoping he comes back probably next week. Know that, you just kind of have to hold out, get as many wins as you can until he gets back, and then get ready to, it all matters if you get into the playoffs. So Chuba Hubbard, he hasn't practiced this week. He was seen on the sideline working out a little bit. So that is promising. He has a few more days to kind of figure out if he's going to play. I would say, my personal opinion, I don't know if he does play this weekend. But, there's definitely still a possibility for him to get back into it. But, I think Rico Dowdle doing what he did last week might put a full confidence of, hey, I don't need a 90% Chuba Hubbard. Just get 100% and come in. Let's take the extra week. Also, great storyline, right? Rico Dowdle coming back to the old Cowboys stadium. I don't know if they're playing. I think they're actually playing. Oh, yeah, they're playing. They're playing at home. So, but still, against the Cowboys, you just put 200 yards, you have full confidence. Dude had 169 yards after contact, which is wild. But we got the new and improved Javonte Williams here. So, we're ready to kind of show him what's up, what he's missing out on. So, one that kind of popped up late on Wednesday is, which is very interesting, is Amon-Ra St. Brown is officially been put onto the injury report. They said that he hurt his ankle on Wednesday's practice, I believe. Wrist injury. So it's his wrist. He has a wrist injury. So have to kind of see. He has 2 more chances to get into the mix. Hasn't practiced all week. So we'll kind of see, that could be a scary, that's your number 1 draft pick. I mean, I don't think he's out. He's not going to go on the IR, I don't believe. But, missing a week with buys can be quite the hit for you. I mean, person in our league is Skip. He's got Amon-Ra and Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is on a bye this week. And if Amon-Ra doesn't play, he's got to get down into, the nitty gritty. Come with us. You got to play those Calvin Ridley type players and stuff like that. So all of the Bucks, we said this last week, all of San Francisco was hurt last week. All the Bucks are hurt this week. I think Chris Godwin had a fibula injury that he didn't practice today. Because it is a new injury from like the leg, it is something to monitor. No way. It's probably 50-50 game time decision right now, whether he's playing or not. Kind of you want to keep your eye out on Thursday's reports and Friday's report. But he's hurt. Mike Evans, they said he's making progress, but probably not going to play this week. That progress doesn't involve him being in this week. So it more than likely than not, Mike Evans will not play again or play this week, which is great for you with the Mika owners.
Yep.
I think he is getting the chemistry with Baker. I do think his showing, his opportunities will lower once Mike Evans comes in, and some of those touchdowns might get kind of taken away. But I still think he's building that chemistry, and he's going to be, this is what I'm kind of hoping for George Pickens with Dak Prescott, building that chemistry. So even when that star receiver comes back, you still have something that you're going to fall back on. But I think Amika is going to be the offensive player of the year this year. Hands down. I don't think anyone's going to compete with him on that this year.
Amika's been getting the George Pickens treatment, though. They're typically putting their best defender on Pickens and on Amika, and then they're bracketing the number one guy, whether it's Godwin or Evans or
Mhm.
CeeDee Lamb. I especially watched that in Philadelphia. They put Quinyon Mitchell on Pickens in the entire game. That's just
Yeah.
disrespectful. That's
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, that's hard for you as a fantasy owner, but it seems to be a working strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah. So, and also, so you got the bonus of Mike Evans being out, and you've got the downfall of it looks like Bucky Irving isn't going to play this week. He
No,
hasn't
he's out.
practiced still. But
Yeah.
what's weird is you see him walking in a boot. You would think anything on your legs would be the injury that you're popping up on a report. He's popping up on a report for a shoulder injury right now. So it's a
Oh, I
new
didn't see that.
injury. So who knows if he tripped while he had the boot and then hurt his shoulder. Who knows why he has a shoulder injury when he's been walking in a boot and recovering from an ankle injury now. But yeah,
Mm.
so it looks like that's what's reported that he's going to be out with. CeeDee Lamb, we talked about him just briefly, just recently, but he is getting close, I think, too. But I think he's going to have to see a full week of practice and get back into that form before he comes back. I don't think he plays this week, but I think he's close. He could come back as possibly as soon as next week. But I mean, look at the reports, you kind of see what happens. But I would be surprised if he plays this week. And then also another surprise. This is the one that hurt his ankle on Wednesday's practice. Is Alvin Kamara. He has been placed onto the injury report.
Interesting.
They said he hurt his ankle on Wednesday, but they haven't said anything else. I mean, that's one to definitely monitor. If you're out there, you want to get Kendre Miller. That's the
Yeah.
obvious backup. So
I considered Miller as my sleeper, so that's
yeah,
interesting. I backed off because, I mean, yeah, certainly they're still going to go back to their guy, but if he's hurt, that's interesting.
yeah, absolutely. So that would be the injury report. Anything I missed, right? There, we kind of went over a bunch just like last week. Like Lamar Jackson's still not going to play
Yeah.
this week. It doesn't look like Brandon Ayuk's coming on. Oh, Brenton Strange. I know this is a weird one to
Oh,
put onto this
he
injury
did go
report,
out during that game.
and he's on the IR right now. So
Mm.
he was having pretty good year so far. Last two games before this one, before he got, this one, he had 7 targets and 7 targets. I mean, he is the 20th tight end, so it's not like he's had an amazing year, but I know some people were having him in their lineup. So Brent Strange is on the IR, so he is out as well.
Interesting. Man, so let's look forward to next week, man. Let's talk about our booms. Who
Yeah.
is the player that you've got to have in your lineup this week? Who do you got?
Listen, I am a huge fan of this guy right now. I think he's been showing out, and he's going to show up this week. I got to say, it is the man, the myth, Stephon Diggs. I think
Okay.
he's going to be my boom this week. I mean, he's been consistently putting up these big numbers. 12 as much as 12 targets last week. That's a 40% target share in that game, which is enormous. And he's only been, we knew he was injured at the beginning and just kind of coming back, and he was on a snap count for so long, then getting back to full game. This last 2 weeks looks like the Stephon Diggs that we were hoping Houston Texans would get last year. And I think he's looking really good this year. I mean, the Saints is also a team that gets up big numbers to receivers. They're the ninth worst ranked team in fantasy football right now, 2 receivers. So I think Stephon Diggs is going to have a big game this week. I think he's going to continue. I mean, he got 12 targets, 7 targets before that, 2 back-to-back games with over 100 yards. He hasn't even rolled into the end zone, and he's scoring 20 or 18 and 26 points. Those games are completely different if he gets a touchdown pass. He's a big play waiting to happen as well. It looks like he's looking a lot like his old self last week. You could see the movements after the catch, and I think that was one of the biggest things that people were saying in Houston and stuff like that, is that he didn't look as active as he did that last week, or as agile. So it was good to see. I think I'm seeing a lot of good things from him. So for me, the boom for this week is going to be Stephon Diggs against this New Orleans Saints defense.
Well, call it the Cardi B effect. Stephon Diggs, man, he looks fantastic on Sunday. Or
Yeah.
was it Monday? It was a revenge game for him, and he showed up and he played out. He was making catches that only people of his caliber can make. It was awesome to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, great boom, Jordan. I'm going to back that up with a boom of my own. Look, he's been flying under the radar because he started the season just a little bit. Should I play him? Should I not play him? Should I get him? Shouldn't? Is he going to have an epidural? Is he going to have a back problem? What's the deal? But look, guys, Matt Stafford is back, and he is available in a lot of leagues right now. My coworker came up to me today and said, "What quarterback should I get off the waiver wire?" I said, Matt Stafford, because he is going to boom against the 31st ranked passing defense of the Baltimore Ravens. They are injured. Most of their guys are either questionable or out. The Ravens D is banged up. And that opens up the door for Stafford to light it up. I mean, if he's got time, he can sling it with the best of them. And he's got Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams to stretch the field. They're the best vertical duo in the league this year. They are 1-2 in fantasy points together. They're like, I don't know, like 100 points against other 1-2s in the rest of the league. Stafford's been throwing. He's got confidence. He's pushing the ball downfield, and man, chunk plays are going to just come by the dozens against this Ravens D. This has the makings of being a 300-yard multi-touchdown kind of day. Look, last week I said Daniel Jones, and I'll be darned if they just didn't give it to Jonathan Taylor in the red zone and he ran in 3 touchdowns. I mean, they did me dirty because Daniel did the work last week. Stafford is going to get it done this week. What do you think, man? What do you did Stafford? Are you a believer in Stafford now?
I mean, I'm a believer. He does have to have the games that he's having, right? 47 attempts, 41 attempts in the last 2 games, right? He has to put up 375 and 3 touchdowns, no turnovers in order to get, 31 and 26, which is really good. But, if the game script goes, especially with Cooper Rush, if game script could go, it could be rough for him, but I think that's the only thing that always worries me about Matthew Stafford is he's not a running quarterback. So he has to play a perfect game, but he's been proving to throw a bunch. I mean, even against the worst team in the league, Tennessee Titans, he still put up 33 passes. And so, and put up 16.32 points. So I think so. I love your analysis of it. I think Puka Nacua is hands down the person you wanted to get. But I mean, I think he would be the person I'd go first round in this draft.
Okay. First overall, Puka?
Yeah. I mean, he's the number one receiver.
Johnston out there?
I probably would have traded Puka a little bit later in the league. But no, I'm just kidding. He's the number one receiver. I mean, the dude's got 12 targets, 15 targets. He's amazing. But anyways, yes, to your point, I think Matthew Stafford is a good pick against Baltimore. I just worry about game script.
Sure.
All right. Who's your bust?
I'll give you my bust, man. I'll give you my bust. Okay? I can't believe I'm saying this. But Derrick Henry has got to face the truth.
Yeah.
The production it hasn't been there. And he had a fantastic week 1. Everyone thought everything was good. And he's just fallen off a cliff. He hasn't cracked 10 fantasy points in the last 2 weeks. And on Sunday, he had 15 carries, 33 yards. Brutal. So now he goes up against the LA Rams, 3rd best in the league at containing fantasy running backs. And to make matters worse, Lamar is still out. So they can just load the box and dare them to throw the ball. So it's fewer running lanes, stacked fronts. I mean, he's still going to get volume. They need to run the ball, but his efficiency is gone. And with an offense like that looks that flat, it's going to be brutal. And they're going to be down in the game. I think they're going to be down. They're going to have to throw. So you can bench him this week. I say bench him. Bench Derrick Henry and find someone else.
Yeah, that is a great bust. I mean, bailed out with a late touchdown, run touchdown last week, or you're hitting 3.3 points. You get 2.3 points against Cleveland, 7.8 points. barely made it. Like you're almost 4 straight weeks of not making double digits, and you make 10.7 against Detroit because you get a touchdown. So yeah, I think that's a wonderful bust. But for me, my bust this week.
Okay, let's hear it.
Interesting choice, and it may come back to bite me in the butt because I do know he's getting plenty of targets. I know he's the only person that they're throwing to. He is a hard one to say that he's going to be a bust this week, but my bust this week is going to be Garrett Wilson. He will probably be shadowed by Pat Surtain the whole game against defense. And Pat Surtain is, if not the best, arguably the top 2 cornerback in the league. So I think that's also going to go against him. I think that this Broncos defense will have Justin Fields running around as well, running for his life. So if he doesn't get a touchdown last game, he got like 13 points and he got 14 points the week before. I mean, it's great. And I think he could get that. He could maybe get that touchdown, but I just don't see him having a big game against, a man like Pat Surtain.
That's really interesting. Denver's got the 8th best passing defense. Yeah, that's trouble for Garrett Wilson. That's trouble for Wilson, and he is going to get the shadow. Yeah, great bust. I love that. All right, man. Give me your sleeper. Who's out there sleeping that people are just he's in 30% of lineups across the country? Who's this guy?
Well, this guy is only in 26% of lineups. So he is a sleeper. And I know that you were going to talk about this guy previously. So this is who I was thinking about before, but it's Kendre Miller. Guy has been having on top of Alvin Kamara could not be here, but he's only picked up in 26% of leagues, guys. If you can pick him up, because he's obviously the second back in this offense. So if anything happens to Alvin Kamara, you definitely want him. And even then, he got 10 carries last game for 41 yards. He didn't go to touchdown, but he had 11 carries the week before that for 65 yards in the touchdown against Buffalo. So, I mean, and I just don't see this guy. I can see this guy getting plenty of volume, and especially if Alvin Kamara is not going to play this week. This is a guy you have to have, because I think there's going to be plenty of opportunity for the pass. He hasn't been catching a bunch this year, obviously, because Alvin Kamara is on that team, but I think he becomes the clear front runner for running back on that team, that they like to pass it to their playbook is designed to pass it to the running back. Like that is just, these aren't just checkdowns. So I think Kendre Miller's a great pickup, and he's starting to become the carry guy, like the Jordan Mason. Not that he's replacing Alvin Kamara, but yeah, and they're terrible. So the other thing about having him this year, this isn't just a sleeper for right now. Yes, absolutely, because Alvin Kamara might be out next week, but they aren't doing a good job, and they may try to set themselves up with a good example, or having Alvin Kamara traded so that they can set themselves up for the future. And if that happens, then Kendre Miller becomes the number 1 running back on a team that has a playbook that's designed to throw to your running back as part of a big part of it.
Yeah, that's the twist in the story that really wants me to at least have him on my bench, is because he got more yards than Kamara. He had more touches, more carries than Kamara last week. But also, they're a trade-heavy team, and Kamara's name is on the market. So as soon as Kamara's gone, this guy can help you really get some points in your flex. I wouldn't say he's an RB1 yet until I see it, but certainly in a flex spot in a bye week when you have a tough one. Yeah, get him in there. I love it, man. He was my second choice for this week. You were right. I did think about it. But listen, this might raise a few eyebrows, but my sleeper is Trey Tucker. I mean, he's not a household name, and he just screams sleeper going into week 6. He's going up against the Titans defense. They're getting cooked by receivers all season long. They're giving the 6th most yards per route run, the 4th most receptions of 10+ yards, and the 4th most downfield receiving yards to wideouts. So basically, if you can get behind their corners, I mean, you're eating dinner, baby.
Yeah.
And Tucker's quietly been on the field a ton. He's got the second highest snap rate, which is a good sign, and the route rate. And he's not dominating targets yet, but guess what? Brock Bowers is hurt. So that opens just a little more opportunity for him. I mean, I say he gets 4 catches, 70 yards, and he's worth it if he can get into the end zone. So that's it. Trade Tucker, week 6. Let's go.
18 points right there. I mean, what else do you want from a sleeper in that scenario, you know?
Yeah, he hasn't really connected yet with Geno, but it's coming.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Love it. Great sleeper there.
Let's look at this week in our league, man. And anyone watching, if you have any fantasy questions, let us know. Start, sit, anything. Actually, let's address our listener first. We had a listener on TikTok. Yeah, and he said, let me just give him a little shout out here. Let me pull it up. Yeah. 2 more likes. Well, we've been on air. I love it. Let's see here. So he was posting on the Wan'Dale Robinson video, and let's see. When I say he, I don't know that. Let me just pull this up real quick. Okay. So this is from EV Rocket 1. Start Rashid, Wan'Dale, or more, because this is the Wan'Dale Robinson video. Who do you choose, Jordan?
I think in this scenario, I take Wan'Dale Robinson. I think they're going to be in the negative script against Philadelphia. I think they're going to have to be throwing. Now, I know Jackson Dart does like to throw to his running back as well, and he does a lot of running, but he did still get 7 targets last week. This is his first week, obviously, with Jackson Darts, as well as full week with Jackson Dart. Well, no, this is second full week with Jackson Dart, right?
Yeah, it's the second week.
So the second full week with Jackson Dart. But they're starting to get chemistry. First full game, I think, without Malik Neighbors is not there. He's kind of getting to be that number 1 guy. He got 7 targets. Darius Slayton, I think, is injured as well. So I don't know who they're throwing to out there. I think he's going to have a better week than I think the other 2 are going to have. Rashid, he had a great week last week for that 80-yard touchdown, right? And sometimes he'll get in the end zone, but I don't think Radier is the person throwing the quarterback you want for a guy like Shaheed. Like, I think you need someone who's going to go downfield constantly. And where we've seen with Chris Olave, his most value is he gets 10 receptions for 50 yards. The ball isn't going down the field very much. Yeah. So I don't trust that as much. And DJ Moore just hasn't looked like DJ Moore all year. And maybe he turns it up and finally gets it going after a bye week. But Romeo Dunze is the guy on that team. And that's who Caleb's starting to, he wanted them to draft, right? He wanted to be with them. So I think they're going to be the top guy. And I have a hard time trusting in DJ Moore.
Yeah, DJ Moore, even when he's playing, it was only like 5 or 6 targets, and he's catching just a couple of those. It hasn't been a good year for him. Komet's eating him up, and Odunze's eating him up, and he's just getting the dregs, really.
Yeah, he hasn't gone over 10 points but once this week or this year.
Jordan says start Wan'Dale Robinson. There you go. Appreciate the question. And we got questions all last week throughout the socials, and we answer them the best we can. And this weekend, feel free to reach out, give us more questions. We'll get to you.
Absolutely.
So we've got some problems in our league, though, man. We've got some problems in our league.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this week, I'm going up against Taylor, and so do I bench Patrick Mahomes for Stafford? What do you say?
I don't know. That's hard for me. I probably say you play Patrick Mahomes. If you're asking me a start in this situation, Patrick Mahomes is, he has been very consistent this year. He's running a lot and he's running early. Usually he's running towards the end of the year to get to the playoffs, but he's had 3 games over 50 yards on the ground. He's had 3 games with touchdowns on the ground, which is what you want to see. So I think he's got 318 yards last game. Played well, 28 points there. He scored 20 points 3 times this week. So yeah, he's had 2 down weeks. Usually when he's playing crappy teams, the Giants and Baltimore. Baltimore's defense gives up a lot on the run too. Or no, I'm sorry, it's the Giants. No, he's only had 1 game. I'm sorry. He's only had 1 game outside of the top or without 20 points, and it was against the Giants. So he had playing Detroit. Detroit can score. This is going to be a shootout just as much as last week was a shootout. I think he's going to have to run. That front line for Detroit is really good. Like I said 2 weeks ago, they sacked Lamar Jackson 7 times. So I think he's going to have to run, and I think he's going to get some yards. So I would take him over Matthew Stafford this week. And once again, like I said before, I think Baltimore is going to have, it's going to be a negative script for Matthew Stafford this next week, just because I think they'll just run the ball mostly towards some point. So,
yeah, taking a look at Taylor's team against me, the guy that just terrifies the tar out of me is obviously Javonte Williams up against Carolina. That's going to be a game where likely Dallas is up, and they are going to be running it down Carolina's throat to just put that game away. So I can see it being a 20, 25-point game for Javonte Williams, and that's going to be a problem for me, especially if Rico Dowdle isn't what he was last week, which was 200-plus yards. I think if Javonte Williams, his resurgence for the Cowboys has made them relevant. It's made Dak effective, and he can do that RPO type stuff that he's really good at. They hadn't had that the last 2 years, and Javonte Williams has been part of that. I mean, you're a Cowboys fan. What's your assessment of Javonte so far?
Oh, he's the man. I mean, he's what we've been kind of looking for. I think they kind of figured out a little bit more. I'm more impressed with the offensive line. That's a little banged up and everything, a rookie's on there. And so I'm impressed with that. I love Javonte Williams this week. You are kind of, I don't think you're going to lose. It's in the tie race, but Josh Jacobs against that Cincinnati defense, Javonte Williams against the Carolina Panthers.
Well, it's Joe Flacco. So Joe Flacco is going to make the Green Bay keep throwing it. Okay.
You hope.
No, I don't. I don't hope it.
Oh, you don't hope. No, you're right.
I mean, fantasy wise, I do, but in real life, I want us to put away the Bengals early and often. So.
Yeah, put a nail in the coffin. No ties.
Oh my God.
So, I think this week I've got you winning. I think Tay's won games this year where he's kind of, it's weird. Taylor picks this type of team. He'll play and his team will consistently get 112 up to 120 and he'll go 4-1.
That's the Minnesota vibe, man.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy to me, but it's a talent. I mean, he's in the top echelon every year. So
yeah, he's got a chance every year for sure. Okay, let's move on to the next matchup. So that your wife plays you. So I'll talk about, well, unless you want to talk about your team.
No, I'll talk about, you can take my team. I'll talk about my wife's team.
I just want to the guy that pops for me that's going to make the difference for you. Who's on your bench? Oh yeah, Woody Marks. That's sad. Yeah.
Nico Collins.
You picked up Joe Flacco. Okay. Okay. No, but
your savior.
Trevion Henderson. So New Orleans, look, Drake May coming out party against the Patriots the other day. Trevion Henderson, he is going to be in a position to put away the New Orleans Saints, and I think he's going to do it. Um, yeah, I know you have your Boom as their wide receiver, so that goes hand in hand. Yeah, if
Yeah.
Diggs gets going against New Orleans, Trevion Henderson is going to have a good day too. New Orleans not what are they? Passing defense.
Passing defense for New
Uh,
Orleans.
well, rushing defense, they're number 20.
Yeah, they're the 9th worst passing defense.
Yeah, they're gonna be all over it. That's gonna be a good pick for you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good thing for you, Trevion Henderson against New Orleans. Yeah, he's gonna roll in for 2 tuds in the second half and put this away for you against your wife.
Hey, listen, Antonio Gibson's out for the rest of the season. So there's now a 2-man back. And Ramondre Butterfinger Stevenson's
God.
one fumble away from just not playing the rest of the game and this being his breakout game. So
My goodness.
speaking of, my wife is playing Ramondre Stevenson against me. So we are playing Patriot running back against Patriot running back this week.
You guys are gonna have that game up on the screen for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You better believe it. It's probably one of the 4 that we'll have rolling through the morning time. But for her team, I mean, as far as with her, it comes down to Christian McCaffrey being Mr. Reliable, but she's been playing the quarterback right every week, whether it be Jordan Love or Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, last week he got her almost 20 points. Love got her over 20 points the week before that. Love's coming off. He's playing Cincinnati. I would care to guess that she's going to put Love into this game.
Got it. 2 against the Chargers. He's not going to survive that game.
No, and so she also gets DeAndre Swift back. So she's probably going to she probably doesn't have to play Ramondre Stevenson, to be totally honest. So her team is doing great. I mean, she had a kind of a dud. She's the one who has T. Higgins, but she's kind of adapted well in some of her picks. Keenan Allen has been productive, and Cooper Kupp has started to come alive a little bit more. Got 9 targets last week. I mean, he only got 11 points because he didn't get an end zone, but I mean, he's still starting to get that chemistry with Sam Darnold and is looking pretty good there. So I would actually take my wife this week. I know that's a surprise because I have my own team, but I'm relying on my week. All depends on Calvin Ridley. Is he the 131 yards last week, Calvin Ridley, or is he the 5 points game, Calvin Ridley? So I think that's too much to kind of go after. And so
Las Vegas has the 22nd ranked passing defense. I think the odds are just a little bit in your favor. Vegas has you in your favor.
She did want me to tell you that she does remember that you did not pick her last week to win. She was a little upset.
In my defense, that was a very close game.
It was
a very close game. Hard to call. And I can't remember who I said was going to make the difference at this point, but
yeah, defending champ. Don't doubt the defending champ.
You guys do have the trophy over there. I need to show some respect. Okay, yeah, Alexis.
Well, who are you taking?
Yeah, I'm going to take her as well. I think you're in a tough part of your season, Jordan. You've kind of redone your whole furniture in the house, and you're trying to figure out which chair to sit in. This is a tough week for you. Jordan Mason's on a bye, and he's your guy. Jameson Williams, not who you wanted him to be. Nico Collins, bye. This is tough.
Yeah, it's a tough week for me. This is my tough week. Probably my tougher week, to be completely honest. Like, to have both Nico Collins, Jordan Mason, even though Woody Marks was still in 57% of snaps, I'm going to have to see it to believe it again.
Yeah.
But even then, that's a good backup. But Jordan Mason being there, Jordan Mason and Nico Collins is rough times.
I do have to put, let's move to the next one. This is Cameron Thompson versus Daniel Finkel-Einhorn here. Look, this is an apology video for me. Last week I got on here and I destroyed the 49ers, and I said that they were garbage and that they didn't stand a chance. And what they did was just absolutely destroy me. I said that the reason they were going to lose, Daniel's going to lose, is because of Jake Tongas. Is that how you say his name?
Who? Jake Tongas? Yeah, I think it's Tongas.
Yeah, he dropped. I said he was going to score garbage points. He dropped 17 points and helps Daniel put away a game. The 49ers had an amazing week. Quarterback got carried off the field 3 times. Mac Jones, what a tough dude. But yeah, this is an apology video. Daniel, it's not happening again. Or is it? I'm sorry. You're up against Cam Thompson this week. Jordan will tell us about it. He's got a stacked lineup. You've got who are you going to put in for Nick Chubb? If he's on bye week, who are you going to put in? Joe Mixon is out. Aaron Jones on the IR. I don't know what you're going to do. Kareem Hunt is you're going to. I mean, it's just not looking good.
No, it's not. I don't even know who you drop at this point. You probably drop Michael Penix Jr. at this point to pick up another running back. I don't know who you're picking up. Should have gone for that waiver wires, which you should have gone. Try to get Haskins or Bedell. But yeah, rough week for him. But I do see Killer Cam over here.
Yeah.
And he's just loaded. I mean, arguably the best receiving core in our league with Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's the number 4 receiver right now. Puka Nacua, number 1 receiver right now. Dak Prescott's the number 4 quarterback. He's been tearing it up. But Puka Nacua, I think we talked about it, or Jackson Smith-Njigba, we talked about it. He just constantly shows out. He's not the flashiest dude, but he's just in there. He only had 9 receptions this week, but still got 8 of them for 132 yards and a touchdown. Still good for 30 points this week. And so, yeah, Jackson Smith-Njigba to me is one of the biggest. But even Dalton Kincaid, number 2 tight end in the league right now. And so, yeah, he's had some really good picks that have kind of worked out for him. He's going to be a hard one to stop. He's definitely top 3 in our league, 100%. So yeah, I'm taking him all day. 134 points to be projected this week. I mean, the guy's got a loaded bench as well, right? Jaylen Warren's not even in this game right now. You'd probably almost play him over Alvin Kamara. So, yeah, I'm taking Killer Cam all day on this one.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. So we got a question in the chat from Andrew back from last week. Mac Jones or Darnold? What do you say, Jordan?
Mac Jones or Darnold? I'm probably going to take, Jacksonville fantasy-wise is like the number 1 defense in fantasy right now. So I almost take Mac Jones on this. I think that they're going to be I don't know. I just like Mac Jones. I know Tampa Bay has a good defense, but it's not a great defense, not the best in the league defense. So I think Mac Jones is going to have himself a game. He's going to have to. And then I'm definitely starting Rico Dowdle if Chuba Hubbard. I don't care if Juwan Jennings is in or out. I'm still starting Rico Dowdle if Chuba Hubbard's not playing.
Rico is a number 1 running back. Bourne is a number 2 or a flex receiver. If that's your choice on flex, you've got to go with Rico next week.
Yeah.
But look, Mac Jones is hurt. He did not look good to me. I don't think he's older. I mean, he toughed that game out, but he was certainly feeling it on Monday when he woke up. So I would go with Darnold this week. I'm disagreeing with Jordan. Jacksonville gives up plenty of points. Yeah, I would go with Darnold. So we disagree a little bit. So
yeah, but I mean, Mac Jones I don't think he's projected to play this week. So I think your decision is going to come down to if he plays this week. If he doesn't play this week, you're just going to have to play Darnold, which is fine. Darnold's a great. I'm with you. I think nothing against Darnold. Darnold's been great this year. Well, good this year. Usable is a good word for it.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's just Mac Jones can dump it down to Christian McCaffrey and he can run for 12 yards. I mean, that's what's making his season. And Tongus, whatever his name is.
And Kendrick Bourne had 130 yards, 140 yards last week too.
Yeah, but not what my guy Rico Dowdle is doing, man.
Yeah, I mean, Rico Dowdle got over 200 yards.
He looks so good. I was so
nasty. We're going to have Clowney just destroying him. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, listen, I know we're a bad defense. You want to play anybody against us.
Yeah.
But you also want to play everyone we have, too.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we both have Killer Cam, I think. All right, let's look at Caleb. Caleb does listen to the podcast. If he's not live, he listens to it later. So he didn't appreciate some of the slander he got recently. But let's look at this week. Speaking of Sam Darnold, Caleb. Okay, Jamar Chase against Green Bay. I want to say he's going to have a hard day. He's going to do just fine. Tucker Kraft is going to score for sure. Sam Darnold against Jacksonville, I think he's going to do okay. I just said it. Dobbins against the Jets is going to do just fine. Debo, he's skinny Debo. He looks good. I like your chances this week. Cam, I'm sorry. I love you, but Caleb's got you this week.
I mean, Baker Mayfield just quietly becomes the number 3 running or quarterback in the league, averaging 21 points a game. And then on top of that, he's playing my boom for the week, Stephon Diggs. So
That's true.
can't complain there.
Yeah.
But Saquon Barkley, he's a little scary right now. He's only averaging 16 points a game, but James Cook has been, he's had a few weeks that haven't been hit, or last week wasn't his best week. With 4.9 points, but he scored 20 points above that. So yeah, I think I'm going with Cameron. Romeo and Dunze's out here. So I think I got to go with Cam on this week. I'm sorry, Caleb. It's nothing against you. Too many question marks for me with Tajee Spears back and how Joe Flacco does.
Well, I love it. I mean, he's still got to find a kicker. He doesn't have a kicker right now, but yeah, Caleb, you heard it. Come for Jordan, man. Come for him.
Yeah. Come on. We're going to have Caleb already beat me this year once. So
yeah, he got me too, that jerk. All right. The Bears, this is not their season.
No.
Going for the Hassan Haskins sleeper, take advantage of Omarion Hampton. But Chase Brown hasn't been what they wanted, and he's going up against Green Bay's running defense, which has been up and down, but mostly up. It all comes down to, can Jalen Waddle score 70 points? This is going to be a tough year for the Bears. This is over. But that being said, Jalen Waddle, what a game! Taking advantage of an opportunity. Jalen Waddle, he had 6 receptions, 110 yards, touchdown. 25 fantasy points. You got to love what you're getting out of Waddle. But the rest of your team, my goodness. I mean, Zach Charbonnet, he was on a lot of lists early in the year of someone who could do something. He's a flex player at best.
Yeah, I think, and I'm going to go back over to Ryan, but I just want to say, even though it's going to be a rough year, I think the Bears I like their draft strategy. They did come into this with, there's a lot of hope. He took a lot of chances on players. I mean, he did have Rashee Rice. He did take Brandon Ayuk to be out. He knew he was going to put that on the IR right off the cuff. Some rookie running backs with Omarion Hampton and RJ Harvey. And he was the one who gave me Travion Henderson. So there was a lot of promise there, right? He put in a lot of trust in the Matthew Golden, which I still couldn't potentially still work out for him. And then having the IR of Malik Neighbors is always a bad one. So I would go with but talking about, we thought Ryan broke the system. We were like, he picked up Derrick Henry first round, then he went Josh Allen. Like, is this a strategy we got to follow, right? He comes out with 180 points. And then what ends up happening is, Derrick Henry came back to reality. Josh Allen, they're winning games and he's doing a good job. I mean, he did have 18 points, but unless he's scoring like 40 points, it doesn't make it for that second round pick so early on. Chuba Hubbard's been injured. Michael Pittman Jr. is, has been pretty decent, but yeah, for me, the big one is Derrick Henry. It's like you said in your bust. I think Derrick Henry is just, he hasn't been going, and I don't think he's going to get going until Lamar Jackson gets back into this offense. So
I like the way you said that. He's we've got the lineup of hope over here in the Bears. And then we've got a few hopefuls over here on Ryan's team too. He's got Hunter Henry, Romeo Dobbs. He's got Kendrick Bourne, Juwan Jennings. I mean, he's had some things that haven't panned out for him as well. Keon Coleman for sure hasn't. Marvin Harrison, what's he going to give you? It's yeah. I think Ryan is 1-4 after a devastating first week for everyone else to watch. Can't remember, he scored like 180 points or something. That was brutal. But since then, he's been brought back down to earth, and his depth and his value at each draft position just really came to show.
Yeah,
Interesting.
195 to
Yeah.
answer that question. You put
I was like, he's going to win the league.
Yeah.
Week
Oh,
one.
yeah. At that point, I was ready to give him. I was ready to send the trophy to him.
Yeah. And
Sorry,
it's
baby. Zay Flowers, 30, 40 from Josh Allen, 31 from Derrick Henry, 20 from Michael Pittman Jr. I mean, it was just like, yeah, I mean, we're not going to beat this guy. So,
yeah,
hey, we might as
I
well.
mean, these teams could end up, someone's going to win 87, 88. You know, this could be a brutal week for them.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm going to let you talk about Skip's team. Skip's up against Josh Foote this week. Love Josh, love Skip. I think this is going to be a duel. So who do you got?
Well, this is going to be a duel. Bijan Robinson back in action. The biggest beneficiary of Bucky Irving's injury is Josh, because he has Rashid White, who had taken over on that backfield.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance also that Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't play this week. There's a chance, Terry McLaurin is still questionable and hasn't been on the field yet. Didn't practice today. If both of those guys are gone and Justin Jefferson's on bye, you're playing Wan'Dale Robinson and Cam Scatterbo, who I said I'd rather Wan'Dale, but it's going to be kind of a rougher week if that's the case. And Justin Jefferson's on bye, so we'll have to just kind of see what kind of perspires. But because of that, I'm going to take Josh on this week's.
I think it's going to come down between Jacoby Myers and Bill for these guys. I like Jacoby Myers. I think that he certainly is the number one there with Brock Bowers out. He's going to get some volume there, but they're going to be up in that game against Tennessee, and I think they're going to want to run it out. And then Bill, he had one big week last week, 29 points. But it was a flash in the pan. I don't think Bill is going to be able to do the same thing against Chicago, or really just for the rest of the season. I don't see him being that. So it's going to be interesting. But gosh, Skip, Tyler Warren, how has that worked out for him? Tyler Warren, what a call! I mean, the guy, is he the number one tight end?
Yeah. He's number 3. He's the number 3 tight end.
Okay, but just what a fantastic pickup. The Brock Bowers of this year. Tyler Warren, love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's got Scatterbo on his bench right now.
Yeah, I mean, he fumbled the last game. So, yeah, and if they're going to play the Eagles, I think they're going to be behind. I think they're going to throw a lot. He did still get 15 carries last week, got 14 points. But I can see where he would bench Scatterbo for Breece Hall and then take a chance on Krosky Merritt. I personally think Krosky Merritt had a great week last week and showed that he was going to get all the opportunities now that he's fully healthy. But yeah, I mean, both picks are risky right now. Who do you pick, right?
I think that's going to be in the socials a big question. Do I play Cam Scatterbo or not? And sounds like you're on the not side of it. If you've got someone like,
I mean, even if you got Bill out here, right? If you're taking Bill, go ahead and I've played Bill over Scatterbo this week. I think Philadelphia is a tough team. And I think
Tyron Tracy is going to pick a few snaps probably this week. Not the full load, but he's going to be splitting a little bit more with Tyron Tracy.
Yeah. So I think that kind of downplays him as well. And, if he does get a fumble, more chance for Tyron Tracy to kind of take some more possessions from him. So, yeah, it should be interesting. I'm excited to see I'm surprised with Josh. I mean, yeah, he has Rashid Wright, Bijan Robinson, Kyron Williams. He's just sitting Travis Etienne on the bench.
Man, that's
Hard
just
to
trade
do.
bait right there. And he's got my Trey Tucker on his bench too. Man, yeah, what a wealth of riches. I mean, he's got DK. DK has been wonderful.
Yeah. So
Man, good team. Josh might be in it in the end. He's 1-4 right now, but kind of looking at that lineup, he might be in it in the
I
end.
think
He might go on a run here.
Cameron if he plays DK Metcalf and another. I can't remember who the other person was, but DK Metcalf got a 30-point game, and I think he wins that if he doesn't. I mean, how bad did he lose to Cameron? He lost by 23 points. And he played Jacoby Myers over him at 7 points, and he got 30.
Man.
So 23-point difference puts him at 145.94, beating Cameron by 0.7.
Well, Jordan, I got to say this though. You have got to go on a run if you're going to win this league. You're at 2-3. You're putting together your lineup to get into the playoffs.
I'm just going for the late game. All you got to do is sneak into the playoffs. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Anything can happen in the playoffs. If your players get hot and going towards the end of that year, who knows? Who knows what happens? Nobody expected my wife to win last year.
Yeah, she snuck into the playoffs and just did some rude things to people.
Yeah, I mean, Malik Neighbors, who probably won a lot of people their league, puts up like a 40-50 point game in the championship game.
Man,
not much you can do.
No.
So anything can happen. I'm going to get there. I'm telling you, just wait. This team's going to pop.
Okay. Well, that's it for this week's episode of JD Fantasy Football. Join us next week for the injury report. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you see us on TikTok or on YouTube, make sure you give us that love so we can come back every week and give you the information that you need to make your lineup changes. And that's it.